Hey everyone, I'm Calvin with Southern Country Living, and today I have something I want to share with everyone. If you see the building directly behind me, up in the top of the building, I have something stored up there that's been there for a little over 4 years, and I'm going to go get it down and bring it in. What is, it's a sewing machine that belonged to my grandmother. And I call her Granny Thompson. That was her name to me, was Granny Thompson. And back when I was 16 years old, I was living with my Granny Thompson, and I had to have something sewed up, and so she taught me how to sew. And when she taught me how to sew, it was on this sewing machine that I'm going to go bring down right now. The sewing machine, I remember when she used to have one of the old type sewing machines with the pedal that you pedal with your feet, but I remember when she got a new electric sewing machine, and she was so happy, and she would sew quilts and make quilt tops, and she sewed dresses, and she was just always sewing something. And I remember her just being so happy about getting that new technology electric sewing machine. You don't have to pedal it no more. And to her that was a really big thing. Now I wished I had the old pedal sewing machine that she had, but I don't know what happened to that. But on this sewing machine, after my grandmother had passed away, I found out quite a few years later. I was talking to one of my aunts, and she told me that she had Granny's sewing machine. And so I didn't even know anyone still had it. I figured it got gone many years ago. Well, one day my aunt called me, and she said, Calvin, she said, you had asked about Granny's sewing machine one day, and said, I want to give you that sewing machine. And said, if you'll come pick it up, I'll give it to you. So I went out to her house and picked it up and brought it home. And when I brought it home, I didn't have a place in the house I wanted to keep it right that minute. And so I just put it up in top of the building for storage. And about 2 years later, my aunt passed away, and that was 2 years ago. So the sewing machine's been up there for a little, maybe 4 years or a little over 4 years. But I do have a spot now that I'm going to put that sewing machine inside my house. And so I'm going to go up there and get it and bring it down. Okay, on the sewing machine, it's just like Granny had left it. It's still got a few things down inside of the sewing machine. And she said she never even cleaned it up. She just kept it just like it was. I am going to probably clean it up myself though. And then I do have a place inside the house I want to take it and put it. It's going to take me a few minutes because I've got to clear me a path to get up to the top to get it down. But let me go up there and get it, and I'll bring it out here and show it to you. Okay, let me go up there and get the stool that goes with it. Okay, this is the stool that goes with it. It's going to take some cleaning up, but at least the cushion on it is not cracked. It looks like it's going to need a lot of cleaning up. But this is the little door. when I was moving it, I could hear everything shaking around inside of it, so I know it's got some stuff in it that's loose. An extra motor belt cost 30 cents. That must have been years and years ago. Most likely it's dry rotted by now. I'm sure I'm going to have to put a belt on it before I'll be able to use it. Pair of shoestrings. Roll of white thread. A couple of bobbins, or at least one bobbin, 2 bobbins and a bobbin holder. And it's like a little toy raccoon. Have no idea where this came from or why it's there, but Granny might put it in there for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my compressor and blow it out and clean it up just a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like after I get cleaned up just a little bit. Okay, I've got the sewing machine blowed off, and this is a New Home sewing machine. I have no idea what year it was made in, but I've got it plugged up. I tried to run it, and the motor is running, but the actual mechanism that comes across makes it go up and down, it seems to be froze up. So that's going to give me a little project to work on. So let me work on getting that operable first. And I did notice that the light does come on. Okay, I've got it turning freely now. But the little rubber wheel that actually makes it turn is slipping just a little bit. It may be wore out some. Let me try it again. Moving a little better, but not good, so I'll continue to work on it. Okay, I've been working on it to get it freed up so it would turn easier, and I do have it turning a little bit now, but I think one of the main wheels on it is wore out. But as I was looking underneath, I just discovered this. Excuse me. I just discovered this. Let me get out here real close. That's the main electric wire that it plugs up to, and it's completely dry rotted and got exposed wires. So I went ahead and unplugged it, and I'm going to leave it unplugged. What I'm going to have to do is completely rewire it and get it rewired with new wires before I can try to get it running again. Okay, I've got a new wire cut here to go on it. Get plugged in. Okay, I've got this taped up good now, put a new wire on there. The old wire was just so old and brittle, I couldn't hardly work with it, so I just went and replaced it with another piece of wire. And got it taped good there. So let me put the motor back on and see how it's going to run now. I just realized this motor has an adjustment on it for tension, so maybe I can tighten it up a little bit and it might make it run better. We'll find out here in a minute. I'll tighten it up as tight as it'll go. See if that makes a difference. Okay, let me plug it up. Camera may be too close to it for you to see it right here. I've got it on the tripod. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it's starting to run now. I'll probably oil it one more time here and check for adjustments. At least it is turning and moving now. Okay, I've got it running now. I did find an adjustment on it that controlled the speed, and it is running. Let me turn it on and see how it goes. It still needs to. Okay, I've got it running, and so now I'm just going to have to clean the wood up and get it all nice looking before I take it inside. Okay, that took just a little longer than what I expected, but I do have the sewing machine running now, and I have replaced the electrical wire on it, so it's going to be safe to use. But we're not going to use it. We're just going to put it in the house and keep it as a decoration. And because of that, we have decided that I'm not going to sand it or anything like that. I'm just going to clean it and polish the wood and try to preserve it and take care of it just like it is. That's what my aunt was doing, and so I think I'll do the same thing she did. So let me get started and get it cleaned up before I take it inside the house. Some of the oil ran over on it, so I may have to clean the metal part again. But right now I'm just giving it a wipe down just to get all the dust off of it. Make the wood clean. There's a couple of nicks on the wood here that I see, but that, like I said, that's how Granny had it, and that's how I got it, so I'm going to keep it that way. I did go inside the house and I looked up the information on this sewing machine, and it turns out this sewing machine was made in Rockford, Illinois, and it was made approximately between 1946 and 1953. So I remember Granny getting it sometime in the 60s. So there's a good possibility that she did not get it as a brand new sewing machine. She may have got it as a used one. But that part don't matter to me. It's the fact that I know Granny used this one. This was her sewing machine, and she enjoyed it, and she taught me how to use it. I used it as a 16-year-old, so I remember it from then. Let me finish wiping this down and let it dry before I put some wax on it. Okay, I'm getting ready to polish it now, and I'm going to be using this beeswax. And this is a product that my granddaughter bought for me. She bought it several years ago, and it's still pretty full. I've used it about 3 or 4 times. I only use it for wood projects that I want to protect real good. So let me start applying this. I'm going to shake it up real good first. I'll put a light coat on it and then rub it in. I can see where the finish is cracked in several places, and the finish is rough. Like I said, ideally I was going to sand this all the way down and completely redo it, but after talking to Marie, she thought that it might be best just to leave it just like it is and not go changing the character of it. And this is just like it was last time Granny used it. That really made this look good on the inside here. Okay, I've got it all waxed up. Got the cushion and stool over there cleaned up pretty good. So I'm going to carry it inside and let it set. I may have to give another coat of wax tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and take it in and let this coat dry. Okay, that took me a little longer than I expected, but this is the area we're going to keep it in, and but we'll probably keep it closed most of the time. We'll keep it just like that. Okay, this is the sewing machine that belonged to my Granny Thompson. I am finished with it. I will probably tomorrow put one more coat of wax on it just to protect the wood real good. But for right now, I am finished with it. I decided not to sand it. I just waxed it. I'm going to protect it and take care of it just like it was. And I hope everybody enjoyed watching this video. I hope it brought some memories back to you like it did me. Because I know everybody's got a grandma that they really love and got a lot of good memories of the grandma. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see. From up here